Hello, good morning, friends. Okay, friends, in paper 3, British fiction, we discuss the unit 4, acquaintance of great novelist. Then we move or switch over to unit 1. And in unit 1, there are the two topics. The first one is novel as a form of literature, and second is different method of narration. And in exam we have to write down any one, and different method has a single question, but sometime in novel as a form of literature, there are two types of questions asked in the exam. The first one is we can discuss as the history of novel, or we can call the rise of novel, or we can call the development of novel, or we can call the 18th century novel. These are the questions. First question is history of novel, where and when it began and how it developed, or we can in other words, rise of novel. From in what time, who is a prominent writer who can give the birth to the new form of literature, novel. Or we can say that development of novel. Gradually he was born in 18th century, and how gradually he developed during that period of particular 18th century, and what we can say that in after 19th or 20th century it is called the development of novel. And for otherwise a direct word is write down a note on a 18th century novels. These are the question. And also the second question is possible in this novel as a form of literature. This was the one. And second question is, what is novel, or define novel, and discuss the silent characteristic of novel. And this is the second question, I have friends. Today I discussed this first question. Later on I discuss this second question also, and that's why we discuss the both, which you like that. But if you want to prepare that, so you have to prepare two questions for unit 1, or otherwise you select different method of narration employed by that. Discuss in the before that last video you have know about that epistolary or series of letter, plain narrative or direct method, stream of consciousness. These are the, we can say that, a different method of narration, and these are the simple one, only one question. Otherwise if you want to prepare, so you prepare history of novel, or we can say rise of novel, development of novel, or 18th century novel. And second is define novel and discuss the silent characteristic of novel. Okay, today we discuss that. The first question from unit 1, paper 3, novel as a form of literature. Under that, the first question is history of novel. Okay friends, generally words, because you know about that, you studies sonnet, epic, ballad, ode, or many other literary form. Generally you know about that, tragedy, comedy. Yes friends, in semester 1 and 2. But do you know that each and every form has a particular definition, particular ideas. But first of try to learn novel. Or fiction. And this is the word novel, એટલે કે new, novelty. The word novel comes from the novelty. How can it be? Why should it be called the novelty or new? Novel means new, no, navinya bharelu. Or fiction, it means the kalpanik, fictitious, based on that. And far from realism. Realism करता अलग. So here friend I have to give that which is the reason why should it is called the new. I have to write down that some points. Dear friends, there was a dominance of the drama from the beginning of the English literature. You can say that Geoffrey Chaucer, you know about that Geoffrey Chaucer, the age of Chaucer in 1340 to 1400. During that he write down the Canterbury Tales. It is a dramatic character of the poet. You have to one of the story you study the Night Tale. Okay, then in here that friends, these are the dramatic stories. Later on, Elizabethan dramatists, yes, University wit, Christopher Marlowe, John Peele, Lily Green, Thomas Pitts, and many more. And then comes our king, yes, William Shakespeare, and he can give immense popularity to the drama. A comedy and tragedy. Oh, Hokum. Yes, remember you know about that words. Hokum, Hamlet, Othello, Macbeth, and King Lear. This is a great time tragedy and his comedy, as you like it, Midsummer Night Dreams, Merchant of Venice, and his romantic tragedy, Julius Caesar, and Antony Cleopatra, or many more, my dear friends. He wrote 37 dramas and 154 sonnets. Okay friends, now comes the these are the post-Shakespeare dramatic, yes, Ben Jonson, Age of Jonson or Jacobean Age, and he wrote Comedy of Humor. Then we can say the Puritan Age, and John Milton wrote the epic, and epic is similar to somehow the drama. Long life story and performance based on that. And then we can know about that. Here, John Ryder, Comedy of Manners. Up to now, 17th century, and then 74 to 1700 to 1740 or 45. Yes, Alexander Pope, Age of Pope, Rape of the Lock, and many other. And up to now, the poetry and drama are on a peak of in the field of English literature. But there are in the 18th century there are some kind of circumstances happened which had changed the total scenario of novel writing, and that scenario changed due to some particular, we can say, reason. These are the points. In 18th century, first we can say that gradually the decline of the drama. We can say that decline of the drama. Decline. D-E-C-L-A-N. Decline of drama. Why should that? Because remember that 1660 to 1700. Social studies, age of bridal. During that time, yes, comedy of manner. In comedy of manner, the central theme of comedy of manner, love and sex, and intrigues between the man and manner and mode of the people of the sophisticated class of, you can say that, 17th century. And there is we can say the overexposure of the sex, and we can say the intrigues, and these are kind of the expression in the comedy or drama. There was a decline in the drama. There was a decline in the drama. What happened there? And due to the decline in the drama, the writer of the time, they require to switch over or turn to the new form of literature. A new form of literature. And that time, we can say that those are the writer of, we can know about that there was a demand and supply. It was the rules of the market. if there was some, you produce the work which are demand in the market, and when there was demand is less, you automatically stop the production of that product. There was, we can say that market funda, or we can say that basic of the trade and commerce. In the same way, here literature, there was decline of the drama, people are less interested in the drama, and that's why what happened, that the writer of the 18th century imposed, or we can say a compulsion to turn the trend of literature, and during that time they have to start writing the novel. And who write that? There was, we began that Samuel Richardson, a first novelist. He wrote the Pamela, or the Virtues Rewarded. But that time what happened, that Richardson published the Pamela, or Virtues Rewarded, and these novels, it was a story of a woman. We discuss more about it, my dear friend. Of Pamela, a girl of 15 or 16-year young girl who was physically assaulted, or because or sexually tried to sexually exploited by his master, Mr. Bobby. But what happened there? Mr. Bobby, what? Sorry friends, Mr. Bobby was not succeed in his attempt, because Pamela was very virtuous girl, and she was not, we can say, came in the trap of the Mr. Bobby, and Mr. Bobby was highly impressed and toward the Pamela's virtues, of feminine virtue, or chastities, and he proposed Pamela to marry. And this was the story of the woman, and it